Hello friends, today we will learn unit number 5 sensors. We will revise this unit as we have revised unit number 6. So let us start. As usual, last time I have explained you a memory mapping for unit number 6 electronic communication. Similar way I am trying to show you the memory mapping for this sensor unit. So what are the contents of this sensor unit? You have to learn different sensors like motion sensor, mechanical pressure sensors, semiconductor gas sensor, temperature sensor, biosensor. These are the 8 to 9 different sensors. Its internal structure, its working principle, few applications you have to learn. As per syllabus, what are the contents of this unit? First, classification of sensor, active and passive sensor, analog digital sensor, motion sensor. Two motion sensors you have to learn, LVDT and accelerometer. Temperature sensor, total 3 sensors. Semiconductor sensor, only one sensor, gas sensor. Optical sensor, that is LDR. Mechanical sensor, strain gauge and its application, that is load cell. Then pressure sensor, 3 pressure sensors you have to learn. One is Bourdon tube, bellows and diaphragm, and last one is biosensor. So for every sensor you must know its symbol, construction, working principle and at least one application. So let us start. Remember friends, after going through this crash course for unit number 5 sensor, only 12 slides are there, and after at the end you have to answer the questions. By submitting these answers, your attendance will be marked. So listen the lecture carefully. You can go through the lecture again and again since I am sharing you the link for this lecture. So what is active sensor? This sensor is a sensor which does not require external energy to generate voltage or current output after applying input. For example, thermocouple. What is passive sensor? The sensor is a sensor which requires external energy. I repeat, passive sensor require external energy, that is known as auxiliary power supply to generate voltage or current, right? And the example is LVDT, because LVDT requires the external power, and here thermocouple does not require any external power. It generates the voltage. As temperature changes, voltage is generated. The next one is analog sensor. This sensor is a sensor which produces output in analog form, which means it is continuous function of time. For example, thermocouple. As temperature changes with reference to time, its voltage will also change. That's why it is analog output. But what happens in digital sensor? The sensor is a sensor which produces output in digital form, such as binary coded form. It may be any type of code, but it has some specific levels, 0 and 1 level. For example, proximity switch. Now, motion sensor. An LVDT consists of 3 coils, one primary and 2 secondary. A movable magnetic core is placed as shown in figure. Here figure, I have already shared you one lecture, or in PPT you can see the figure. The output of LVDT is proportional to the position of core. Application: displacement measurement of fraction from mm to centimeter. An accelerometer is a sensor that is used to measure acceleration of an object, degrees at which object is tilted with respect to ground. It is used for measurement of vibration, shock. For example, gaming system. Now, temperature sensor. Instead of individual explanation of thermocouple, thermistor and RTD, I am trying to show here the comparison of these 3 sensors. Once you learn this comparison along with the diagram, symbolic diagram of thermocouple, RTD and thermistor, you will prepare everything under this temperature sensor. So friends, you have to remember these differences, points, parameters of these three sensors. I will not discuss on it. You carefully read all these parameters and individual speciality of this thermocouple, RTD and thermistor. Only I want to say here that thermocouple is active sensor. That means it generates the voltage. But here RTD and thermistor are passive sensor. And this RTD is positive temperature coefficient. It has positive temperature coefficient. That means resistance increases with increasing temperature. But for thermistor, resistance decreases with increase in temperature. That's why it has negative temperature coefficient of resistance. And other points, I please expect you to learn it, try to remember it, so that it will be helpful for you to solve the MCQ based questions. And since I have less time, within 15 minutes I have to finish the 12 slides. That's why I am going somewhat fast. So the next sensor, semiconductor sensor, which is nothing but a gas sensor. What is gas sensor? It consists of sensor cap, hydrophobic filter, sensor body, sensing element, and electronic board for it. This electronic board is nothing but signal conditioning network. The signal will be amplified and processed further. This sensing element varies as per the chemical or as per the gas that you want to detect. That is nothing but metal oxide surface to detect. So it detects toxic gases in hazardous atmosphere, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, methane, propane. Accordingly, sensing element is selected. Change in resistance converted to voltage by electronic circuit, and it detects gas leakages. So I request you to go through the write-up of sensors and learn detail every data sheet of these sensors. Next, optical sensor, that is light dependent resistor. The structure of light dependent resistor is it uses cadmium sulfide as an active element, which is a photosensitive material. Resistance depends on intensity. Resistance depends on intensity of light. The resistance decreases with light increases. That means inversely proportional. As light increases, resistance decreases. The dark resistance of LDR is nothing but the resistance when no light falls on it. That is nothing but dark resistance. Approximate value of dark resistance is 20 mega ohms, and light resistance goes below 5 kilo ohms. Mechanical sensor, that is strain gauge. The typical application of this strain gauge is load cell. A strain gauge is device used to measure strain on an object. The gauge is attached to the object by a suitable adhesive. This is nothing but an object. As the object is deformed, the foil is deformed, causing its resistance to change. And now I want to explain here what is the behavior of this elastic material or this strain gauge at when it is compressed and when it is released. That can be explained with the help of this equation, R is equal to rho into L by A. As length increases, resistance increases. As length decreases, resistance decreases. That means if I compress it, after compression, its length will increase, and thus you will find that the resistance is increased. But if you expand it, then resistance will increase. That means its length will increase after expanding, and after compression its resistance will decrease because the size will decrease. And another important factor is the resistance change, usually measured using Wheatstone bridge. This particular strain gauge sensor is connected in the four arms. One of the arm is made from strain gauge and three are resistance. So Wheatstone bridge principle you have already learned in 12th. It is related to strain by quantity, which is known as gauge factor. So gauge factor is also known as sensitivity, which is nothing but change in resistance to the average resistance and change in length to the average length. So load cell is application of strain gauge and used to measure the force and weight. Now mechanical type pressure sensor or gauge. Three mechanical type or pressure sensor you have to learn, that is Bourdon tube, bellows, diaphragm are the mechanical sensors. it has elastic property and they are flexible. So bellows devices can be used for absolute gauge and differential pressure measurements. Differential pressure measurements can be made by mechanically connecting two bellows to be opposing each other when pressure is applied to them. So two bellows are there. When pressure is applied, this pointer will move. When pressure P1, P2 are applied to the bellows, a differential scale reading is obtained. P2 could be atmospheric pressure for gauge measurement. So this diagram is important for bellows. These are nothing but the bellows which are made from corrugated paper or plastic. And the last sensor, that is biosensor. Friends, this biosensor is useful in medical industry. Biosensors are devices used to detect the presence or concentration of a biological analyte. So what is this analyte? It is nothing but a biomolecule or a biological structure or microorganism like your coronavirus that can be detected with the help of these biosensors and the quantity of it. The biosensors consist of three parts basically. A component that recognizes the analyte, that is nothing but the biological structure or microorganism, which is nothing but a virus, and produces a signal conditioning network, that is signal transducer, and a reader device. Reader device is nothing but the indicating or displaying device. Now, friends, ask these questions to yourself and try to get the answer from this lecture, from these slides. You can write these answers by typing in the Google form, or you can write on a piece of paper and submit through add file through the provided Google form. So what is the first question? Write at least one difference between analog and digital sensor. What are the types of temperature sensor? How they differ in principle of operation? You have to go to the principle, and in one line you explain principle of three transducers. What are four major components of LVDT? See the structure of LVDT and try to find what are that four major components. Load cell is an application of what? That means you have to fill here the answer. Which sensor is there which uses the load cell? Sensor cap and hydrophobic filter is part of which component or which sensor? Bourdon tube, bellows, diaphragm are dash type of sensors. Which type of sensors is there? These three components. What is analyte? I already told you in my video lecture the definition of analyte. Give one typical example of biosensor used in medical industry. So you can give any type of biosensor. You can search from Google or whatever the sensor that you know. You can give answer for it. So after hearing the lecture, after watching the lecture, please you try to listen it again and again and give the correct answer of all these questions. All these questions are important for MCQ. I am expecting that you will focus on MCQ based questions, which is forthcoming exams. So I wish you all the best. Prepare well. Thank you.